Hi there, my name's Dean, and I have over 30 years of experience in various aspects of marketing. But today, I want to share with you something that's really important, a well-designed website. And what goes into making a well-designed website? You see, without that, nothing else matters. You don't even need to bother being on the internet. So let's take a look at perhaps the most important element right up front, conversions. What's a conversion? A conversion isn't necessarily a sale. A conversion is simply getting a customer to take an action. So for example, a conversion may be signing up for an email. It's very important. Look at your website. Are you asking your customers to take action right up front? If you're not, you need to think about conversions and what you want your customer to do. Now, a word of warning. Don't start off thinking your conversion is making the sale. The sale is the last step in this process. We want them to make small commitments first and build up their confidence in you and your organization. The second thing I want to touch on is navigation. You see, simple navigation is terribly important, and it's sometimes things that we fail on. Especially we as web designers can get a little bit excited. Let me give you an example. A very talented acquaintance of mine creates website templates for a living. He's truly terrific, and this is not actually one of his websites, but I did want to show you an example of how sometimes design gets away from usability. How do you navigate this site? Where are the buttons? Well, the buttons in reality are up under here, and it's very cool. I love the way the mountains swing under, and there's a nice 3D effect here. But the truth is, the very first time I saw this site, I didn't know how to navigate it. The KISS model comes to mind. Do you remember that? Keep it simple, stupid? It really counts when it comes to your website and a clean home page. Let's take another example. A couple of years ago, Edmunds.com wanted to redesign their website. Now, this is a large, complex website with hundreds of pages and lots of categories. So they went to their users and asked them, what did they want to see in a well-designed website? And uniformly, the top answer was ease of use. And what the visitors meant by that was ease of navigation. This is what Edmunds came up with. You'll notice something else. It's very simple to navigate. Have you seen this white background before? I bet you have, and it's not a coincidence. Apple Computer is probably one of the most famous and certainly successful marketing organizations in the world. So if they have a clean home page with a very clean looking background, you probably are safe in assuming that's something they've spent a lot of time researching. Let's look at what is undoubtedly the most famous example of a clean website taken to the extreme. Google's homepage. I know you've seen it many times, but this is something to be taken seriously. If both Apple and Google are using the same model, you probably should too. Let's talk about our next item, being above the fold. Above the fold is an old newspaper term, and what that means is something right on the front page where you don't have to scroll down or look at all. Now, the reason why that's important to good web design is only about 25% of your visitors are actually going to scroll all the way to the bottom of your home page. Now, if you have put something like a video at the bottom of your home page, you may have a problem. You see, your video needs to be above the fold. Here's an example of having video that's above the fold. And as you can see, there's even an opportunity to interact with the video here. Each of these buttons will post to the user's Facebook page, helping increase our social proof. A lot of times the experts tell you you need to have video on your website, and perhaps we're guilty of not often explaining why. I'll tell you why right now. Some time ago, Harvard did a study and they found that how long a visitor stays on a website is critical to that visitor making a positive purchasing decision. There's a direct correlation between how long the visitor's on the site and how likely they are to become a conversion. Obviously, video is a great way to keep them on the site an extra couple of minutes without their realizing how long they've really been on the site. So video is absolutely critical. Another thing that I love to do is make a very strong statement right up front. Here's an example from a friend of mine, Terry, and when you read his upfront strong statement, you're very sure that he is a confident small business person. Why is that important? Because your visitor decides within just a moment or two whether or not your website is of interest to them and do they want to stay. So please try to make a strong statement right up front to get your visitor to stay on the site. Next on our list, email. Email's terribly important because we want to practice spaced repetition. What's that? That is, the average person has to hear something about 5.5 times before it's committed to their long-term memory. Email is one of the best ways to do that. So that's something you definitely want to offer right on your website and preferably right on your home page. Next on our list, landing pages. What's a landing page? Normally, folks think it's their home page. Let me give you an example of why you may want separate landing pages for different things. Let's say you buy an ad on Google and you have a small shop on the beach. You sell t-shirts and your special free hermit crabs if someone buys the little plastic aquarium. Now, if you do that and that's your pay-per-click on Google, when people click that, they expect to find a web page talking about getting their free little hermit crab on the beach. Little kids love it. So if you take them to your homepage and it talks about your t-shirt shop, these folks are going to click away. Every time you do an ad, you really need to have a landing page just for that ad. Next on our list is SEO. That is search engine optimization. It's well beyond the scope of this particular video. However, I've made a couple of videos covering the basics of that, including keywords and meta tags. Please go look at those and contact me if you have any other questions. You know, I'm more than happy to help you, and really that's why I make all these videos. Our final topic, and I saved it for last because it's perhaps the most important, focus. Make one page on one subject and then go on to the next page. You need to have your keywords in your header and in your running text match. All of this stuff has to go together to form one uniform subject. Remember, your visitors are only going to be with your website between 3.5 and 4 minutes. So you've got to focus on what they're looking for. And they're going to click on your clear navigation and self-select the pages that are of interest to them. So focus each page on the topic at hand. Don't go off trying to sell them something else. Let them pick what they're interested in. Listen, I hope all of this is of interest to you, and once again, I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have. You can contact me. My address is deanlewis.biz. Right on this website, just click, and I'll be happy to talk to you anytime. Guys, thank you for watching, and please subscribe.